Hey guys, welcome back to the Spotlight News. Today we are going to talk about Dr. Jackie. Many black women are coming out complaining about what they go through with this same lady. Listen to this as we get back to you.
Over my For You page in regards to the comments she made about black women, and I just want to give my 2 cents. I chose Dr. Jackie because, she's in the Atlanta area. She was a black female doctor, and knowing like the high mortality rate with black women during childbirth, I wanted to feel protected, so I wanted a black doctor. But honestly, this was the most traumatic birthing experience I could have possibly thought I would have went through. To make a long story short, the day I turned 38 weeks, Dr. Jackie decided to induce me because they thought my baby had a low birth weight, meaning they thought he only weighed like 5 pounds. I went to the hospital that day not knowing that I was going to be spending the next 3 days in labor in excruciating pain. And not only was it painful for me, it was painful for my child because his heart rate was going up and down, up and down, up and down, with them trying to exhaust every option they could to get him out of me. So when all their methods failed, they ended up telling me that I had to have an emergency C-section because his heart rate had got too low. And y'all, when I tell y'all I was bawling from the moment they told me to the moment they put me on a table, crying, couldn't talk, like I couldn't even open my mouth. After that was all said and done, weighed him, he ended up being 6 pounds, 8 ounces, meaning he didn't have a low birth weight and he could have stayed in me until he was ready to come out. Mind you, in those 3 days, I didn't see Dr. Jackie one time. Not one time did I see her. And I had my baby during COVID, so it was only one person allowed in the delivery room, me and my mom, and I was scared out of my mind. Okay? Scared. And then my baby, like now he has like developmental delays, and I don't know if I should associate that with them inducing me, because personally I feel like if they let him cook a little bit longer, he would have been fine. But who am I to say that's correlated? But that's just my story and I'm sticking to it, and I will not be going back to her.
Well, this Dr. Jackie issue is not only it stressed me out, it really saddened me. Like I'm like really saddened by it. And let me give you all a story so you understand. I'm a healthcare provider. I'm a PA. I have my PhD in public health, so I'm big on educating people and trying to improve the health of the public, right? Well, as a PA, 8 years ago, I was pregnant with my son, and I went to the hospital after laboring all day. They told me, oh, you're not that far along. They did an exam. Lady claims I'm 1 centimeter. We're going to get back to that. This is on my second child. I'm not like popping out babies crazy where I'm going to have a quick birth. I just know that I've been laboring all day, and I know that I get to the hospital, I'm ready. It's my contractions are less than 2 minutes apart. I'm going to have this baby. They're telling me I'm not. They're telling me, oh, they put the thing on my belly. Oh, we're not picking up any contractions. I'm not crying. I'm not screaming. I'm just saying, I'm having this baby. I'm contracting. Hold on a second. Because I went to Lamaze. Breathe. Every now and then a tear rolled down my eye. But that was me. They didn't believe me. Okay? So Dr. Jackie's talking about crying wolf. No, I was calm. They did not believe me. I had my son in the hallway because no one believed me. I am big on promoting health advocacy and advocating for yourself, asking the questions that you need to ask, getting the answers, demanding the answers, because you have the right to get those answers. And I'm so
times as black women, we do have to speak up. So around September, October of 99, I got pregnant. I was working for Universal Circus, and one of my coworkers told me about Dr. Jackie, saying that she was Toni Braxton's doctor. We just got insurance. I was like, cool, I'll go to her. So this is my first pregnancy appointment ever. My baby daddy was like, well, do you want me to go? And I was like, nah, don't go. Go to the second one. The only reason why I told him that is because he asked a lot of questions and he be getting on my nerves. So I was just like, you know what? Let me just go to this one by myself. Well, that was a bad idea because as soon as Dr. Jackie came into the office, she was like, hi. She asked me my name, and that's when it just went downhill from there. She was looking at my records and she was like, oh, it looks like you're not married. I said, no, I'm not. And she was like, well, where's the father? And my naive self said, oh, well, I told him not to come. she asked me, so you didn't think that your first doctor's appointment about your pregnancy wasn't important enough for the father of your child to come to? Y'all, I went into that doctor's office feeling like this. But after she said that, I felt like father was here. And if you was married, and she's saying these things as she's doing her OBGYN stuff. She kept going back and forth from being shady to being professional. And the more she talked, my self-esteem went from here to here to here. I just remember thinking in my head, oh, I gotta find me another doctor. We didn't have internet at my house at the time, but I just remember thinking, as soon as I get home, I'm going to go back into that big, thick book that they give you with all the doctors in it. I was going to go through that and find me another doctor. So I remember leaving the appointment with my due date and prenatal pills. Everything else is just a blur. I ended up getting laid off, so I decided to move back to our hometown to have our child. So I ended up losing my health care coverage and ended up having to go on Medicaid. I don't know what they did to Medicaid now, but back in the late 1900s, having Medicaid was the shit. I ended up going to this white doctor because I was just like, you know what, I'll just go to anybody after Dr. Jackie. And after that first appointment, I was like, yeah, I need to find me another doctor. I ended up going on different hospital tours, and I was highly recommended to another Black doctor at Baptist Health. Shout out to Dr. Mark Spence in South Miami. However, I did not have a good experience in the hospital because the nurses felt like I was being very dramatic whenever I had my labor pains. As soon as I saw the epidural person come in, I got quiet and I just started relaxing myself because I was not trying to get paralyzed when they were administering the epidural. So I got the epidural, and then the person goes and says, oh, well, I thought you were going to be a problem. And I was like, why would you think that? And they were like, oh, the nurses already warned me about you. And he was like, oh, well, they told me that you've been screaming the whole time that you've been here. And one of the raggedy nurses was in the room when he said this. So my mama turns to the raggedy nurse and the epidural man and was like, I've had 5 girls. So when you're having a baby, you're not supposed to scream? And that raggedy nurse looked at my mama and said, not the way she's screaming. And this was back in 2000, so I'm not surprised to see that Dr. Jackie said all of this about Black women when it comes to being pregnant. It's not only insensitive, but it's very dangerous. I feel like a lot of healthcare providers and Dr. Jackie do not think Black women are human. I think that they don't give a fuck about their Black patients. And there's a lot of greedy healthcare providers with a lot of hatred for their Black patients. And if you're a healthcare provider and you get offended by this, then you're exactly who I'm talking about.
Medicine just confirmed everything that the TikToker Selena told us a few weeks ago. That you have to have a level of professionalism. You have to have a level of morals, beliefs. There's nothing that can be taught when you come into the medical field. Because from experience, we know that there are many doctors, nurses, and there are some good ones, but there are some bad ones that just flat out don't care if you don't come from a certain class. Now, although the clip is 3 years old, we don't know what your sentiments is today. Because people are coming out saying right now that Dr. Jackie don't even accept you as a patient if you have Medicaid. How is it that you're joining forces with the VP of America, Kamala Harris, to push a program and ensure that Black women have access to Medicaid, especially while they're pregnant? There's a YouTuber by the name of Lakeisha Keisha. She explained to us, her audience, how she tried to book an appointment with Jackie, and she couldn't until she paid the full price prior to meeting her. She had to pay the full price for a first-time patient appointment. She had to put her credit card on file, slide it, charge it, then go. So that tells you what Jackie is all about. And I agree with Buffy. It is very dangerous that you, as a Black OBGYN, have these sentiments about your own kind, your own people. Am I shocked? No. But I'm happy she said it out loud because now we know. There are many stories about Black women going into labor and not returning home from the hospital because they complained to their doctor. They were having pain in their back, their neck. They were having headaches because the doctor did not believe them. They sent them home only for that person to become a spirit because people like Jackie didn't believe that they were actually in pain. My thing is, how can you determine if somebody is lying to you about their pain levels or not? You have to be a skilled doctor to be able to determine that. If you need an example of this, just look up Judge Hatchett's son. He's been advocating for his wife for years now. Back in 2017, Kira Johnson went in to deliver their first child. She complained of having headaches and pain. The doctor sent her on her way and she's no longer here with us today. Another thing that I find very interesting is that it was revealed during her meeting with Kamala Harris that Black women are dying at a 3% rate during childbirth. Because Black women in specific is what I'm talking about right now. Now, I don't know what other races decide to do. I just know what was a growing concern in my community. Because we knew that this was a growing concern amongst our community, some people decided to hire them a midwife. Do y'all remember how they started taking those people kids? Because they felt like they were putting their child in harm's way? Never mind the Georgia doctor, St. Tracy Julian, who unalived the child during childbirth because she used excessive force to remove him out of the birth canal. We're not going to even talk about that. I have more to say about the situation, but I want to hear back from y'all. What y'all think?
Hold on. Not me scrolling on TikTok. I don't know. Not me scrolling on. Let me get this straight. With everything that's going on with Black women in the health profession, okay, all the malpractice that's going on, the deaths during childbirth, the death during pregnancy, the death just being fucking sick. Just being sick. Because nobody's listening.
Yeah, guys, right about now, don't forget to like, subscribe, to click the subscribe button. This is Spotlight News. So many ladies, Black ladies, are complaining, most especially those with their first pregnancies, what they go through. And one came out and said Dr. Jackie doesn't really understand what it takes, because he said Black women, they over exaggerate the pain which is not there. So this lady came out and said she doesn't really know what it takes to be a mother. She has never experienced it. That's why she puts all her anger on them. And they said she is so rude while attending to them. She's so rude. She doesn't care. She doesn't mind. She doesn't even take care of anything. Yet this is something which can lead to someone to lose their lives. So I hope Dr. Jackie improves in this. And thank you for guys complaining, though you guys complain when time has already gone. But if in case you bring out a point like this one, because this is life, maybe you can be saving someone's life out there who was willing to attend to Dr. Jackie. And Dr. Jackie, I think she should change her ways, because pain for a lady giving birth, it's somehow different. Know that someone just finds herself in that manner, but the pain is there. So if you've never experienced it, you can never say it. So someone can even lose their lives or even lose their baby's lives. So ladies are not happy with Dr. Jackie, and according to her statement, so that is it. I'm not going to comment about it much, but you can put in your comments down there so that you can help someone who is willing to be helped. Thank you for listening to me. May God bless you so much. Stay blessed. Thank you for listening. Thanks for the subscribers and everyone who follows me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you guys.